So, little former Lions news, but I got a question to pose here in Layup Lines while we get warmed up for the next segment. Riley Green, Tarek Skubal, both named to their first All-Star game. So I want to ask you guys, the entire crew, who will be the next Detroit athlete to be selected to their first career All-Star game or equivalent Pro Bowl? And I put a couple options in there. Cade Cunningham, Mo Sider, Lucas Raymond, Jamison Williams, and Colt Keith. Who's going to be the next Detroit athlete to be named to their first All-Star game?
I'm going to tee this up. I don't know what people's answers are, but I just feel like it has to be a Detroit Red Wing.
Well, I'm cheating a little bit. But you know what? I'm cheating for the good of what I think Detroit sports will be. I think that Cade Cunningham, Mo Sider, and Lucas Raymond will all make it this year. I really do.
Say that one more time. Say that one more time. That gets me pumped up.
I think Cade Cunningham, Mo Sider, and Lucas Raymond will all make it.
Let's go.
And the thing is, that's not really unfounded.
Flannel's cooking.
Cade Cunningham put up all-star numbers. If he would have put those numbers up on a better team, he probably would have gotten in. Mo Sider last season was second in the NHL in block shots.
Preach.
Lucas Raymond, especially towards the end of the year, but even over the totality of the season, he had 72 points in 82 games. If he's a point-a-game guy, he'll probably get in. So if all of them take even the slightest leap, or in the case of the Pistons, they don't even really Cade doesn't even necessarily need to take a leap. He's going to benefit more from a better team around him. They will all make it.
I'm just giving that a second to breathe.
Yes.
Because that was perfect.
Yep.
That was perfect.
Appreciate it.
Well stated.
KG, JB?
I would definitely say Cade is next up because, like Sam said, he's already putting up the all-star numbers, and with better floor spacing and better veterans on the floor, if he can raise his point total by like a point and a half, he's already in there. He's got everything else. So I would say Cade is probably next up out of all those guys.
Set up for a little bit more success when we get into the Detroit Pistons segment. I do have some concerns about the middle of the paint, but you know what? Isaiah Stewart and Jalen Duren, they've shown the capability. It's just a matter of if they can execute on a consistent basis, especially longer into the season. They did it very well in the beginning of the season. Injuries kind of derailed them in the long losing streak, and they never quite found that same kind of ferocity that they had in the paint.
Yeah. I think people forget, and I don't blame them. It was a very forgettable season. That Isaiah Stewart, I think if he plays even 65 games, that maybe the Pistons don't set their franchise record for losses in a season. And I get it. Some people might say it's just Isaiah Stewart, but and I know this is a hypothetical, but Kool-Aid. Mm-hmm. And I've come around a lot on Isaiah Stewart. Just imagine if he were even 6'10" and could still shoot threes like that, and had more of the body to be a very effective rim protector.
Be a lot better.
He does his best, but he's only 6'8", maybe 6'7".
Yeah, he has all the instinct. He's jumping at the right time for certain blocks. He just doesn't have the measurables.
Little man syndrome.
Yeah,
at 6'8".
He's kind of a tweener.
6'8".
But you know what? Let's see if he can get better, because Ben Wallace wasn't that tall either. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying he's Ben Wallace. What I'm saying is, we see that it's been done. And the type of worker that Isaiah Stewart has shown himself to be, the way that he keeps himself in shape, you know what? If he goes into the lab and there's somebody there who can help him work on that vertical a little bit more and being able to use his strengths to his ability even more, Isaiah Stewart is a baller. That's somebody that I'm like, you know what? Is he one of the more likely trade candidates? Yes, because he's a valuable player.
Yeah.
Look what he's done. He's improved in so many different categories. But if you can find a way to get the best out of Isaiah Stewart, you want him on the Detroit Pistons. He's a heart and soul type of a player.
And I'll tell you what, and I get it, it's just track record, but JB Bickerstaff and Isaiah Stewart, they seem like a match that could work. Isaiah Stewart seems like the type of player that JB Bickerstaff would like to mold into an even better player.
That's a great point.
We shall see.
That's a great point.
I gotta admit to you guys, when I put this question in the sheet, I didn't expect it to lead to a conversation about Isaiah Stewart.
That's fair.
Compared to Ben Wallace.
That's
but
fair.
it went there.
It went there.
It went there. I was probably gonna go with Cade Cunningham, by the way. But I was thinking last night when we were in a little mini debate in our group text talking about the baseball All-Star game, the MLB All-Star game, and Marcus Semien starting at second base. I'm like, second base, Colt Keith. If he is a big 2025, big start to the season, that's the type of position where you might have the best path. But then Chuck Brewer reminds me, NHL All-Star Game is before the NBA All-Star Game, so it's probably going to be one of the Red Wings.
Sure. And just one quick correction. Marcus Semien didn't start. He was the backup. Jose Altuve would start.
Be named to it.
Yes,
Marcus
100%.
Semien's an All-Star?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that shit pisses me off. But we'll get into that a little bit more.
Yes.
That's all right.
Yes. Take us to the next. I don't know what read is first, but we got to talk about this Tigers game last night and then defend our boy Sam Flannel.
These
from
Tigers.
the slanderous
Man,
Yes, the slander.
Perry and
you
Stick.
got another hit, Sam.
I am excited about this Tiger segment because you know what? They started off the gauntlet with a win.
They did.
What if they work this thing out?
Hey, what if they work this thing out? What am I doing? Bicep curls. And you can do them at Planet Fitness. No matter where you are, there's a Planet Fitness close by. There are more than 50 advanced.